I need to do something, because there is nothing worse than having full inertia, meaning that you've lost all momentum, you have no movement, and when you start to move, you know what stinks? You put so much energy and effort and nothing happens.
This is Secrets for Success.
Welcome to the Secrets for Success podcast. I'm your host, Greg Todd. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. I want to apologize in advance for doing my podcast at a furniture store. Yes, that's where I'm at right now. I've been at that furniture store and that furniture store. For those of you that are seeing the video version of it, you see what I'm pointing at. I also want to, just let you guys know that I'm not proud of the consistency that I've had over the last 3 weeks. But there's a lot going on, mostly all good things. But to give it a long and short of it, I've had to revamp the primary home that we've lived in for the last 7.5 years and turn it into a vacation rental property that is what it's going to be for us part-time. So we're going to be renting out that house for about half the year. And we are going to now have our primary residence in Orlando, Florida. And I'm currently in Orlando right now, and we are trying to get a lot of things done before I leave next week to be with clients for 8 days in Blue Ridge, Georgia, because I need to get back at it. My clients need me. I want to work with them, but there's a lot going on the home front. So anyways, with that said, I think the thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I hope I'm not a hypocrite for saying this, but I want to talk about consistency. I want to talk about momentum, and I want to talk about inertia. And I feel like this week is like the first week that I'm kind of getting back at everything. And I want you guys to understand this. I want you to understand that, I have taken a break, but not a full break. And this morning, when I was on here, let me go back into the car. My wife just came out of the furniture store. Hey, babe, hope you don't mind being on the podcast, but I'm not going to put you. I'm just going to finish this podcast. I think this is a good message for you to hear as well. Okay, so this morning, I was on the Peloton, and I went on the Peloton. It's Monday, and the Peloton said that you have a 183 week streak going, and I was like, wow, 183 weeks. That's 3.5 years. And so I say that to you because, there have been times where I have, not gone as hard with business, et cetera, okay? But there's a difference with totally stopping altogether and versus not going as hard, right? That you're just going at a different speed and a different level. And the thing that I think is important for all of us to remember is just remember that there's momentum and there's inertia, right? The law of momentum states that anything that is moving will continue to move unless acted upon by an outside force, right? So if you're moving and things are like, here, I'll give you a perfect example of it. When you're working out, right? Okay, and if you've been working out consistently, to not work out is actually harder than working out. But if you have not been working out at all, to actually work out is brutal. It's so much easier for you not to work out than it is to work out. That's the difference between momentum, which is an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an opposing force. Something throws off your momentum, versus inertia, which is an object that is at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by a moving force. Now, so why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because, yes, I have been off, kinda. You see, I understand momentum and I understand inertia. I understand how hard it has been for me to get the momentum that I have today in the businesses that I have that are successful. And even though I'm not going as hard as I usually go, I understand that I need to go. I need to do something, because there is nothing worse than having full inertia, meaning that you've lost all momentum, you have no movement, and when you start to move, you know what stinks? You put so much energy and effort and nothing happens. So we must understand inertia, we must understand momentum, and we must respect both of them. Understand inertia. If you haven't done the thing, even if you're putting all this effort, that does not mean that all these amazing things are going to happen. If you have not worked out, if you haven't eaten well, like whatever the case may be, if you start doing it, you're not going to see any results. You're not going to see any results because you have inertia. You haven't built up the consistency and the momentum in order to start to reap the benefits and the rewards of it. Conversely, if you are eating well, if you are working out, and you take off a day, that's fine. Okay? Take off a week, or okay, all right, you take off a month. When you start back, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Okay? And by the way, you can take these same principles and tie it to business. You can tie it to relationships. You can tie it to marriage. You can tie it to whatever it is that you want. It's the same, right? You put the work in. Initially, when you start putting the work in, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to see anything from the outside. It's changing on the inside, but it's you're not going to see any of the fruits of the labor, right? But over time, okay, inertia will be inertia, and momentum will be momentum, and just respect it. And so I know that, yeah, okay, I haven't been as consistent with everything. I understand. I respect inertia and I respect momentum enough to know that, hey, listen, if you take off a few more weeks of you might not have a podcast anymore. You know, your audience might go away, right? But at the same time, hey, we can throttle things back so that we can stay at least somewhat consistent and we don't burn ourselves out. So anyways, I feel like that can be very helpful for many of you. Understand inertia, understand momentum, respect it, but also fear it. Let's get it. We'll talk to you on the next podcast.